Oh, hello there, bitches. What do I have here? Oh, there goes my friend Miranda. Yeah, this nigga Miranda, the girl I met. Yeah, the girl Miranda. Hey, say hi, Miranda, where are you? I swear, just a thought for a benevolent hooters just makes my day. It's like eating shrimp right next to a colossal titan. Ah, doo-doo aside. I offered drugs to Dave Chappelle. Carrot? Where is this carrot? I know of a carrot top. That's a Daijutsu from One Piece. Daijutsu has something to do with Dragon. I'm just confused. Miranda, not again. I swear, if I don't give out rain checks, I'll be covered in badness like Bakugo. Yes! And all of the wonderful black people commenting on me and my girl going to see the movie. That girl has big tits. I remember girl after girl after girl I've made on my channel, especially Abby. Another reason for a black man to turn suicidal. Behold! Behold, not behold, behold! My magnificent Mugen train I stole from Uncle Tommy. If only I can give a cut of this Nickelodeon slime. Yeah, but actually, me and Miranda have quite a history. Her favorite anime is Code Geass, my favorite anime is Code Geass. Now this is the girl, yeah, Lily, the girl that I was talking about in the So Julia video, that is Lily. Yeah, Lily's pretty cool. She has a cat. If you were ever wondering in Black Clover, there she is. Oh, very surprising, right? I met her when she was 13. All well that ends well. She's like 18, 19, 20 now, at least. I swear, if I could twist your hair, I would call you Rapunzel. I'm about to go Hamlet on that ass. To be or not to be? Bits give me head, that's the question. The young Tanjiro has a very ripe sex appeal to him, especially with that checkerboard jacket. I wonder where he got it from. Master Muzan says I need to stop jerking myself off. If only I had the internet around to figure out what that is. I still have no idea why people think Akaza is better than me. Oh, did someone wake up on the train? How delightful! Oh no, they're all still asleep. One part of me says I should really get into time travel. I wonder why. I heard on other trains there are really vigorous snacks that you can consume, like waffles, peanut butter, pancakes. Pancakes! I love pancakes! But seriously, that young freshman Tanjiro, how does he do it? With that curly hair, with his perfect smile, with his sharp blade katana that looks like a penis. But anyway, please enjoy this side chick tutorial.
So I talk a lot about confidence on these videos and to people privately and how important it is. And one of the things I've noticed that has been holding back a lot of people, a lot of men, this video is going to be mostly for men, is they're worried, and this is a different topic altogether for a future video. I'll go more in depth, but they have something that's called toxic shame, which is they're worried that the girl they're trying to pick up on or the girl they want or any girl would not be interested in them because they are unattractive according to them. So the question that I want to answer on this video is, do women care about looks? Now, the first thing I want to note about this before we actually get into the answer is one of the things that I absolutely cannot stand is when I go out there and I read relationship books or read relationship blogs from supposed experts and they generalize all women into one category. Now, obviously you have to make generalizations in life because it's easier for our brains to understand things, but the idea that all women and all men think a certain way is absolutely incorrect, and you have to make sure you take that idea and throw it out the window. Throw it out the window. Every possible relationship, friendship in your life is going to come about through different means and different circumstances. That's just a fact, and people are going to think differently. And I think that as a man, if you understand that others may think differently than you, it's going to help you interact with others, because if you're always thinking about what would I do, yeah, you should think that, but also keep in mind that they might not think the same way that you do. So that's the first thing I want to knock out there. So, do women care about looks? And are looks as important to women? Well, the answer is yes and no. Okay, and it's not that easy of a question to answer, so let me explain. First of all, there is lots of research out there, legitimate scientific research, not charlatan books, that women have different values than men do as far as what they seek in a mate. Now again, in this situation, I'm not saying that all women have the same values, but what they seek in a mate biologically is different than what men seek in a mate. So that's the first thing you have to remember as a man. So if you take what I say from this video seriously, then I want you to remember this very important aspect of what I'm about to say. There's a difference between the way that you perceive yourself and the way they perceive yourself. So a lot of guys I talk to genuinely think that they're ugly, and they think this because society has made them think it, or they've been bullied, or they've been called ugly by other men, or sometimes even other women. Maybe you're too tall, maybe you're too short, maybe you're a little heavy, maybe you're a little thin, maybe you're not muscular, maybe you have some kind of deformity. Who knows? But a lot of dudes immediately make the mistake of writing themselves off and cutting themselves from meeting a potentially great girl or having a great relationship, or even a great guy. I mean, if you're gay, it doesn't matter, because they think that they're ugly. And that is something that goes back to confidence and goes back to understanding how the world works. If you think you're ugly, that does not mean that she thinks you're ugly. If you think you're attractive, that does not mean that she thinks you're attractive. Some girls aren't going to like your face. They're not going to like your body. They're not going to like your haircut. They're not going to like your, I hate to say it, but they might not even like your skin color. That's what's gone to in this world. And then some girls are going to like it. Some girls aren't going to care. It's interesting because the way attraction works, as far as people, is nothing whatsoever to do with how we actually look when it comes to the way that a girl or a woman likes you. So in other words, if you're always caught up with thinking, oh man, I'm too ugly, I'm too fat, I'm too short, I'm too tall, she might never see that. She might just see you as this great guy who makes her laugh, who shows her a good time, who respects her in a literal sense in this case, and she might find you attractive anyways. You might be this big, overweight, guy who's been made fun of his whole life for being overweight, and you might pull girls, and I mean a lot of girls, a lot of women. You might get and date beautiful women legitimately just because of your personality, and most likely you will. Like legit, you most likely will, because don't let the magazines and the television and all that social bullshit stray you away from reality. Don't let the Adam Sandler movies and the crap that's brainwashing us stray you away from the fact that just because you or society deems you ugly does not mean that you don't have something to provide to the world, or does not mean that you actually are ugly. Now, David M. Buss, PhD, has done a tremendous amount of research on this. I mean tremendous amount. And he's talked about the survival versus replication value, which I'm going to do a separate video on. What that means is that, in general, it's been scientifically researched that women are attracted to other factors as much, if not more, than the way that you look. Obviously, you have to be somewhat visually pleasing for her to consider you. But remember, visually pleasing to her, not visually pleasing to you or to Time Magazine, to her. She might like the way you look. She might like that you're too tall, too skinny, whatever. Understand that. So you should never, ever, ever write yourself out of a potential date or a potential relationship because of your own insecurities. It's a lot deeper than that. I'm just giving you kind of a basis here, like real basic explanation. So if you've ever gone out to the mall and you've seen a really, really pretty girl, like a supermodel, with an old, bald, fat guy, and in your head sometimes you try to justify it, at least a lot of people do, and say, oh, he must be rich, or he must have a big dick, or whatever BS you want to tell yourself to make yourself feel better. It's nonsense. That old, fat, bald guy who, quote, shouldn't even be in the same league as her, which is a huge crock of shit, that old guy or whatever that is deemed ugly by you and by society is giving her something, is offering something to her that other men either can't do or she never gave the opportunity to because she fell in love with him. Never ever think that it's money or a big dick. It might be, but understand that attraction does not work the same way. I'm gonna probably do another speaking about what the research indicates that women like and what I've seen in my personal experiences, because there are tons and tons. It actually might be a multiple part episode because there's so much to talk about, but the way I was referring to survival versus replication is that there are other things that women are attracted to and other factors based on several scientific theories, including the parental investment theory, including the David M. Buss theory about survival replication. Sense of humor, confidence, ambition is a huge one. That's a huge one. Social status. Women tend to be attracted more so to men who have power. So if you're like a king, or if you're a leader of men, a military leader, a leader in your corporation, a leader in your community, that is attractive because it makes them feel like you would be a better mate for them. This is all deep scientific stuff. And also some women are kind of turned off by gym rats. Some women don't like guys who are super buff and always in the gym because they tend to come off as being a bit shallow. Not all of them. This is just stories I can tell you of things I've seen. So, just because you think that you're ugly, or because you've been called ugly your entire life, which by the way a lot of us have because most of us have been bullied, that doesn't mean that she's going to think that. And it doesn't mean that there aren't other things about you that she's going to find very attractive. And I've seen situations, dude, where I've seen girls straight up call a dude ugly. Like, say I would never ever sleep with him. And within like 6 to 8 months, they sleep with him. I'm not even kidding, because he's got so much confidence. He's so self-assured. Like I said, there's other factors. Sense of humor. There's so many things. The main thing about like attraction and about like when you're with a girl or with a woman is that you always want to have a good time. Like, they'll always remember that, even if they're going to be your friend or your girlfriend, you always want to have a good time. And I think that's the most important thing. If in her brain she finds you even a little bit attractive, but she's always thinking about good thoughts when she thinks about you and positive thoughts, she might fall in love with you. Like, legit, even if you look like a Tasmanian tree biter, she might fall in love with you. So, to answer the question, to conclude this speakdom, do women care about looks? They do, but they don't as much as you think, and they don't think about it the way you might think about it. The main lesson here is to remember to think outside of just yourself. Even if you look in the mirror and you genuinely think that you are ugly, which you should never think, by the way. Never think that. But if you do think that, if you have low self-esteem or whatever the case may be, never forget that she might not care. She may not give a damn. There's something about you she might find incredibly attractive that she wants to have babies with. And it's not always going to be your looks. Like I said, in the future I will do a speakdom about other things that are attractive to women. That way you guys can better equip yourself and understand better. But also, like I said at the beginning of the video, not everybody's the same. So, like I said, if girl A likes chubby guys, girl B might not like chubby guys. If girl A prefers a guy who makes her laugh and prefers, like, over-the-top humor, girl B might not like over-the-top. She might like, more dry humor. It's all about compatibility and chemistry, and you're never going to really know how much compatibility and chemistry you have until you go out there and you talk to them. So if you're out there and you're worried about your looks, stop. Go get yourself some nice clothes if you don't already have them. Go out there, and I assure you that if you have that, you really focus and get that confidence, and always remember that you have something you can offer to the world and something special you can offer to her to make her feel great, and you can do it to each other. You ain't got nothing to worry about, man.